Welcome friends, Silas here, welcome to practice. Today in this short little yoga class I want to have a closer look at Chaturanga. You need one block for this practice. If you don't have a block, you could even use a big book, just something that you can put in between your hands. If not, I recommend you still practicing even without the block. If you really want to get serious about your yoga practice, maybe consider getting a block or two. They will definitely be very powerful tools over the long run. Alright, we're gonna get started in a seat. You can either sit cross-legged or in hero's pose. Maybe you bring the knees together and place the block in between your ankles so you can sit back onto the block and let the hands come into your lap. Just finding a position where you can let the spine align itself. The full name of Chaturanga is Chaturanga Dandasana. And there's something called a danda line. And the danda line is when the heart, the head align over the hips. You're finding this straight spine, crown of the head pulls you up, the shoulders pull down and back, little lift of the chest. In this moment to settle in. If you haven't closed your eyes yet, maybe begin to shut them down. Begin to tune into your breath. Letting in and exhale begin to take over. Noticing if you're breathing fast or slow. Beginning to establish an even breath that you feel like you can maintain throughout practice. Begin to gather the hands at the center of the heart, palms press into one another. And this gesture of balance, honor, gratitude for yourself, for taking the time, making the time to show up, to spend even just a short amount of time to listen within, to get to know this physical body of yourself just a little bit better. And in this case, you've chosen the practice of yoga to do that. Let this be a moment of commitment to yourself. And take another deep breath in through the nose. Open mouth, let it go. And then begin to open your eyes as you shift forward. Take the block and place it in between your legs. And then squeeze the blocks with your inner thighs. Hands are underneath the shoulders. Press into the floor with the tops of the feet and the hands. Hands about out to shoulder width distance apart. And we begin with a couple cat and cows. On the inhale, the belly drops, the heart draws forward, you look up. On the exhale, belly button pulls into the spine, you dome the back and tuck the chin in. And you begin to join breath and movement. Inhale takes you forward, continue to squeeze the block. Exhale takes you back. One more time. Inhale forward. Exhale, draw everything back in. And as you come back to neutral, tuck the toes under and begin to hover the knees off the ground, tippy-toe the feet back and come into plank pose. Continue to squeeze the block. Continue to breathe, press the floor away. Outer triceps wrap back. See if you can continue to nourish that danda line, the heart and head in line with the hips. And then walk the hands back towards your feet. Come into a forward fold at the back of your mat. Continue to squeeze the block. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Maybe the hands slide up the shins. Exhale, fold forward. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale to fold. Last one. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Press into the feet, inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Continue to squeeze the block as the arms reach up. Exhale, hands draw to heart center. Inhale, arms float up. Continue to squeeze the block. Keep the legs active. Exhale as you fold forward. Thighs move back in space. Hands connect to the floor. Take an inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, hands ground down. Walk it forward, plank pose. Continue to squeeze the block. Legs are active. And then you can either keep the knees off the ground or lower them down as you bend your elbows. Come all the way down to the floor. Untuck the toes, continue to squeeze the block as you press the tops of the feet into the ground. Peel the heart of Cobra pose. Exhale, lower back down. So one more time. Inhale, peel the heart of the floor, elbows squeeze in. Exhale, push back over hands and knees. Find downward facing dog. Continue to squeeze the block. And press into the hands. Walk the hands back towards your feet. Forward fold, back of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. And as you rise up, grab the block in between your legs and come all the way up to stand. Block comes into its highest setting and bring the edge of the block to the base of your palms as you reach the hands and the block over your head. Continue to squeeze the block, grow taller through the fingertips. And then just 3 times, begin to bend your elbows, bring the block towards the back of your head, hug the elbows towards one another. Straighten the arms, grow taller. Continue to hug the inner thighs towards one another like you're squeezing a block. 2 more times, elbows bent, hug them towards one another. And straighten. Squeeze the block one last time. Bend your elbows. Straighten the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Place the block to the side of the mat, then walk the hands forward, plank pose. Press the floor away, find the dandaline, hips come in line with the heart and the head. Exhale all the way down. Kick the toes back, press into the tops of the feet. Cobra, maybe upward facing dog, peel the heart off the ground. Exhale, downward facing dog, back of the mat. Continue to breathe. One more full round of breath. And then lift up high into the toes, tippy toe your way forward. Then take a halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. And then press into the feet all the way up to rise, inhale. Exhale, hands to the heart. So imagine you still have the block in between your legs, so keep the legs active, and on the next inhale, reach the arms back up. Exhale, forward fold. And take a halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, hands ground down, step the left foot back, low lunge, lower the left knee down. Keep the left toes tucked under. Bring the right knee over your right ankle, and then grab your block again. Bring it back in between your hands. Reach the arms up towards the ceiling. And then just 2 times. So you keep the inner thighs hugging towards one another as you press into the feet. Hover the left knee off the ground and bend your elbows just like you did in Tadasana. Elbows hug towards one another. And as you lower the left knee down, straighten the arms. One more time. Lift the left knee off, bend the elbows. Lower the knee down, arms length, reach up. Exhale, hands come down, block to the side. Half split, straighten the right leg. Maybe you even want the block to help you in your half splits just to get some extra height. And then rebend the right knee. Lift the left knee off the ground. Inhale, both feet step forward, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. And we begin again, other side. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Imagine you have a block in between your thighs, so legs are active. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, hands ground down, right foot steps back, lower the right knee down. Left knee comes over the left ankle as you come up. Grab the block. Squeeze the block with your palms as you reach your arms up. Pull the belly button into the spine, and then 2 times. So inner thighs hug towards one another. Hover the right knee off the ground as you bend through both elbows. Lower the knee down, straighten your arms. 2 more times. Hover the right knee off, bend your elbows hug in. Lower and straighten. Exhale, both hands down. Half split, straighten the left leg. Just a couple breaths here. Notice if you're still connected to your breath, or if you get distracted. Draw your awareness, your commitment back into your practice, back into your body. Begin to notice what you like, what you don't like, how you feel. And then rebend the left knee. Lift the right knee off the ground. Inhale, both feet step forward, halfway lift. Exhale, fold over both legs. Inhale to rise all the way up to stand. And then hands come back to heart center. Inhale, arms float up. Exhale, forward fold. Lengthen halfway. Exhale, hands ground down, step both feet back, plank pose. Continue to press the floor away. And then from plank pose, we're going to lower the right forearm down onto the ground, followed by the left forearm, plank pose. And then again, look for the danda line. So keep the hips in line with the heart, with the head, press the floor away. And the forearm plank gives you a good idea how far away you want to be from the ground when you come into your Chaturanga. So this upper arm bone length gives you the height. Keep the legs active. Take one more breath in. Exhale, swings pose, lower the hips down. Press the tops of the feet in, pull the heart forward. And then draw the forearms back on your mat, the heart pulls forward, and the shoulder blades draw back and down. So you feel the front of the shoulder pulling towards the back of the mat. And it's the same kind of action when you come into your Chaturanga. The shoulder heads want to lift away from the floor. In this case, you want to pull them away from the front of the mat. Lift the heart forward. Keep the neck long. Good stuff. Take one more breath in. And then exhale, release. Come all the way down onto your belly. Bring the right arm out to the side. Bend the left knee. Come into the tips of the left fingers. And then step the left foot behind the right. Roll over towards the right. Come into an easy twist. Releasing the right side of the head down to the ground. Continue to breathe. And then roll back through center, changing sides. Left arm out to the side, bending the right knee, rolling over towards the left. Side of the head is relaxed. Breathe into the left front of the chest. And then come back towards center. Bring the hands underneath your elbows. Push back over hands and knees. Come to sit on your heels. So we're going to set up for Chaturanga, but in a different way. So from Virasana, I want you to grab your block, and you're going to place the block on its medium setting in front of you. And the block is going to go right underneath your belly button. Maybe you want to have a look on the screen first. So we're setting up for half Chaturanga first. So as we come into half Chaturanga, we come back into forearm plank and then bring the lower belly onto the block. And then first I want you to think about your legs. Imagine you squeeze a block so the legs are active. It's almost like you piggyback someone, and if the legs aren't working, you know, if you piggyback someone and they do fuck all, it's like it's really hard. So I want you to squeeze inner thighs towards one another, legs are active. Then you're in your forearm plank. Draw the shoulder heads away from the front of the mat and away from the ground. And then the left hand is going to slide back in line with the right elbow. And you come into a half Chaturanga. The chest stays low. And then hug the left elbow in towards your ribcage. It's a 90-degree bend like we did with the block in between the hands when we were bending our arms. Keep the legs active. and then slide the left hand back forward, forearm plank, and then the right hand comes back. Half chaturanga. Keep the weight on the block, keep hugging the right elbow in, pull the shoulder heads away from the ground. Legs are active, crown of the head pulls forward, lift out of the left forearm as well. Then both forearms come back down. So do that one more time. Keep the legs active. Left hand slides back in line with the right elbow. Hug the left elbow in and then slide the right hand back as well. Full chaturanga. You can keep the weight on the block, keep hugging the elbows in, lift the shoulder heads back, and then maybe you hover over the block just an inch, and then press up to plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, good stuff. Lower the knees down, sit back onto your heels. So when we come into chaturanga, we want to stay close to the ground. Elbows stay over the wrists, shoulders stay in line with the elbows. And when we remove the block in a second, I want you to not think of shifting forward. So we're going to come back into plank pose, press the floor away, but you're just going to bend your elbows. Keep the elbow over the wrists, and you're coming back to that height of the forearm plank. This time the hands are right next to your rib cage underneath the elbows. Pull the shoulder heads away from the ground, legs are active, untuck the toes, straighten your arms, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good stuff. All right. And from here, look to the front of the mat, lift up high into the toes, bend the knees, step the feet forward, outside your hands, Malasana squat, lower it down. All right. Well done. Chaturanga Dandasana. It's a big pose. It's a very big pose. And it's an actual pose that's supposed to be held. I know in these short videos we don't have much time. I got a class, Chaturanga Dandasana, that is 75 minutes long on my Patreon account. So if you want to have a deeper dive into Chaturanga and with longer holds, the link is in the subscription. And that's it with the sales pitch for today. Maybe you held the Malasana squat longer than you wanted to. Lower the hips down to the ground. Hands come behind you. Fingers pointing away from you. Slide the hips close to your heels. Inhale, lift the heart up. Exhale, bend into your elbows. Keep lifting the heart up. Breathe into the front of the shoulders. Take one more deep breath. And then slowly slide the hips back, reach the arms forward. Exhale, lower all the way down to the ground. Hug the knees into the chest. And then open the arms out wide, let the knees fall towards the right. Easy twist. Maybe the right hand connects to the left outer thigh. Just going to take 2 rounds of breath here. Let the spine, let the breath relax. Breathing into the spine as you soften. Next inhale, come back to center. Exhale, lower towards the left. Maybe the left hand connects to the right outer thigh. Breathe into the spine. Let the breath relax the body. Let the body relax the breath. Next inhale, come back to center. Grab both knees with your hands and then pull the knees towards your armpits. So right hand grabs right knee, left hand grabs left knee. Pull the hands towards your armpits, like in the Malasana squat on your back. Maybe little circles, little wiggles side to side. Take one more breath in. And then on the exhale, let go. Open the legs down the mat, arms by your side. Come into Savasana. Slide the shoulder blades under. Soften through your head. Soften through the shoulders. Arms, torso, hips and legs. Let the breath soften your body. Let the body soften your breath. At the same time, surrender your breath, surrender your body, surrender your mind. Fully let go of the past, fully let go of the practice that you just done, and allow yourself to be here on your mat, feeling the body press down into the ground, and the ground hold you up. And with every breath you go deeper and deeper into a pleasant point in time that you call now. Nowhere else to be, nothing else to do. Just let your body be, let your mind be, let your breath happen. I'm going to leave you here in Savasana. You can stay for as long as you want, as long as you need. I hope to see you soon, either back here on YouTube or Patreon. With love and gratitude. Namaste.